Hello, my lovely trilobites and fossil fam. I have my taro boba tea in a can. And it's monsooning outside, so just ignore the rain and thunder and lightning. Anyway, what we're going to do today, or attempt to do, before my power goes out or tornado warnings hit, is I'm going to tell you the epic dumpster fire that was jury duty. But I keep seeing these things. I'm not on TikTok, but like the shorts where you use the sticks, like you draw the sticks all over yourself. So like, first of all, I thought I panned this, but I found it underneath my dresser. So then I have 2 highlighter sticks, a blush stick. This thing, which my friend told me that was actually really good, and it's supposed to smell like fruit, by the way. So I'm gonna put the sticks all over and then try to blend it together and not look like an idiot. Is this gonna work out well for me? No, but neither did jury duty. So it's a good experiment to try. Well, I can tell you how bad I sucked at life. And I am not even exaggerating on that. That was so bad. Okay, well, I don't have very much of this left. I guess we just go like this. Anywho, so I went to jury duty and it was terrible. Am I doing this right? I don't think I'm doing this right. That's okay. So I went to jury duty, federal jury duty, downtown Chicago, and there was like 200 people in the room, and only like maybe 4 outlets, so it kind of turned into like a Hunger Games situation with the outlets. It really does smell like watermelon. It's so weird. I'm supposed to do that, like, who knows? And at first you're like, they're not calling my name for like the first like group, so you're like, oh, I'm excited, like they're not calling my name, and you think this is a good thing. It's not a good thing. They will eventually call your name, okay? So you think, oh, they didn't call me, like, oh, I'm so awesome. No, you're screwed. Like, you're so screwed you don't even know it. I sat there for hours. Am I supposed to put this here? Okay, whatever. I sat there for hours, and I was the last group to be called, and they don't give you any snacks. There's no snacks, okay? You have free water, free coffee, and then there's a vending machine, and then there's 2 restrooms, and you're kind of like locked in this area. Like, you can't really get out of the area. So that's kind of problematic. Am I supposed to put this like up here and here and here? Here. Oh, okay. So I was doing that. I wet my beauty blender, by the way, and it was bad. I went to lunch. They don't even give you free lunch either, by the way. You can either leave the courthouse or buy food at their cafeteria. So I left the courthouse because I was annoyed. And then they said, okay, you have to be back in X amount of time because you have to come back to, you know, they didn't call you yet. So you still have to be there. And that was bad. So I was in the last group, and there was like 200 people in the room, and I was in the last group. So it did not go well for me. I didn't get into the courthouse until like 1:30 when my group was taken into the actual courthouse. And then, I didn't realize people were that inventive. First of all, I was kind of shocked, but people, when they realized that this trial was going to be a minimum of 3 weeks, like minimum 3 weeks, they were doing and saying everything to get out of it. But you had to fill out this massive questionnaire ahead of time, like when you were waiting in the room of doom. It was like 30 questions, like open-ended questions, and you filled that out. And then they put you on the stand and asked you follow-up questions. And this is just like round 1, okay? So then, yeah. So I filled out my thing, and my nonverbal communication is totally different than my verbal communication. So when I filled it out on paper, I sounded like super smart and eloquent and blah, blah. Now, then in real life, I get on the stand and butcher it. Like, It was so bad. But the people before me, they were doing everything to try to get out of it. They're like, I can't do jury duty because I have kids. I can't do it because I work. I can't do it because of... This one lady actually said she couldn't be on the jury because she was unemployed and she had to look for a job. But they give you your summons a month ahead of time. So you can't like use excuses. Like, you know a month in advance this is going to happen. So you can't use, like, they just negate all these excuses basically. So I didn't think people were, I was like, you're using unemployment as an excuse. And then the judge is like, you get paid to be on the jury. Like we pay you. So that was an epic backfire for that human. I don't know what happened to that human. I don't know, because what I did was worse. So, I was getting like more and more and more anxious, like as it got closer to me being on the stand, because you're going in like a certain configuration. And they called my name and I'm like full on panicking at this point. And there's a pattern on the carpet, right? So I get down and I have to walk in a certain configuration because the carpet has a pattern. And I'm like, I can't disrupt this. Oh, I forgot there's crap down here. Okay, anyway. So I have to walk in this weird way to get to the stand because of the stupid ass carpet pattern. So they're already looking at me like I'm strange, okay? Then I get on the stand, and before I actually got onto the stand, I tried to clean it because I had seen all the people before me talk into this microphone, and the one guy like had it like kind of in his mouth and it like had feedback. Like, I'm like, oh no, that's nasty. Like, that's nasty, dude. So I went up there with hand sanitizer and wet wipes and I tried to clean the microphone and the chair because I have a ridiculous fear, even in movie theaters and on airplanes. I have this irrational fear that I'm going to contract head lice or scabies or like ringworm. Okay, like it's just, I don't know, it's like an OCD thing. So I'm like super paranoid in public spaces and such. Like even on the metro, like I wear like beanie hats all year round. I don't know, this is the thing. Okay. So I'm like, oh heck no, I am not touching that. Like no. So I spent a while trying to clean it until I realized everyone was watching me and my brain was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be doing this right now. Like, surprise, brain. And it did not go, it just went downhill from there. Like, legit went downhill from there. I cannot even. It was ridiculous. So ridiculous. So after, I couldn't clean the whole chair. So I cleaned like part of the chair. So I'm like sitting on like the very back edge of the chair. As far, like, here's the microphone. Like I'm as far away as possible in like in the box, you know. And they said my name. And instead of saying my name for the record like you're supposed to, I just gave a thumbs up sign like, yep, that's me. No words came out of my mouth. Could not get words. I'm visibly shaking. I'm like full-blown panic attack. Full-blown panic attack. I'm shaking violently. And they gave me my questionnaire and I'm like clutching it. I'm like, and then in this hand I have wet wipes and hand sanitizer. I'm like death grip on both these items. Like they're crunched. And she was like, can you state your name for the record? And my brain decided we're not going to function. So no, I could not get my own name out of my mouth. There was like, I don't know how the stenographer did it. Maybe like caveman grunt or something. Cause I was like, like, just gibberish. And then she's like, oh, I have a follow-up question to question she said something. She's like, I have a follow-up question to one of the questions on the questionnaire, question number. And then this is where my brain decided to make my mouth work. I interrupt the judge. Like she's in the middle of asking me a question and this is where my mouth decided to turn itself on. So I blurt out loud, this room smells weird. No. Oh, and it gets worse. She still didn't even get to finish because then I turned in that general direction and then blurted, I don't want to be here. Can I go home now? Blurt. Word vomit. Blurt. And then I still have no idea what question she wanted to ask me about because this is how badly it went. Like, so I'm full-blown panic attack. Full-blown. Like completely full-blown panic attack at this point. And I'm not functioning at all. And then I am not entirely sure what she said. Literally, I don't know. Like, what I remember and what actually happened are probably two very separate things, because my brain's like trying to protect me from whatever I did. But I blurted something about quantum computing, panic attacks, and autism. And then I don't think she ever dismissed me from the stand. I think I dismissed myself. Like, I don't ever recall her saying, like, you can go now or what. Like, I literally just decided I'm going to stand up now, handed the wad of the questionnaire back to some random human, and went back to my seat, like, with walking on the weird carpet configuration. So I was like, it was yeah. So I think I dismissed myself, which I don't think you're supposed to do, but I don't think you're supposed to interrupt the judge either, which I totally did by blurting, and I could not get my brain and my mouth and my, like, I could not synchronize anything whatsoever. So if you see panic attacks on like TV and movies, they're not real, okay? Because you do not have that amount of brain function. I had basically a massive disconnect between my brain and my mouth. And so 5:30 rolls around and we're still in the courtroom, and they were like, okay, I'm going to call these 4 names and everyone else can leave. And people were like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. Like, we weren't picked. It's so exciting. Like, only those 4 people have to stay. Like, hey, like, sucks for them, you know? So they say the first 3 names, then they say my name is the 4th name. And I'm like, hey, what? And the lady next to me goes, oh no. Like, it finally, and then there was like an audible groan from the courtroom when they realized my name was the 4th one. And they realized us 4 are done and everyone else has to come back. So they were like, yeah, these 4 people are formally dismissed. I was one of them. And everyone else has to come back tomorrow at 8 a.m. And it's already 5:30. I didn't even get home till 7:30 because getting to the metro and then getting all the way back out here and stuff. But so I didn't have to go back, but you still have to call the number because they might need you to, you know, audition for a different case. So yeah, apparently people said everything under the sun to get out of jury duty. I mean, every excuse you could possibly think, and even the unemployment one, I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, people are getting really inventive with it, but apparently all you have to do is try to clean the jury or the stand while having a massive panic attack and walking in a weird configuration on the carpet, which I don't suggest you do because there's FBI people in the room, and if you were faking it, they would have nailed you on it. But I was not faking it because you couldn't fake that. Like, there's not an actor in the world who could fake a legitimate panic attack. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Like, it's not going to happen. And I pretty much felt like a complete and utter idiot. Massive idiot. Huge idiot. I was so embarrassed. There's FBI guys in the room. I grew up, you know, in the DC. Like, oh, I'm like, oh no. Like, oh, it was so embarrassing. Yeah, so that is the tale of jury duty. And I was dismissed, with 3 other people. And the other 3 people, one guy said he couldn't do jury duty because he doesn't speak English, but he said that in English and he filled out his questionnaire in English. But then tried to use that as like why he couldn't do jury duty. And the judge is like, we're talking in English right now. You filled out your thing, your whole survey, everything. It was in English. Like, what? Oh yeah, people said like their dogs had cancer. I mean, you name it, people were saying it, which is bad because you could get perjury for that. Like, well, you take an oath before you go on the stand. So you're under oath. You could perjure yourself, or, you know, you could be in contempt of court if you blurt things like I did. But I wasn't in contempt of court, thank God. But I think they realized I was not kidding. Like, I was legitimately trying to ask for help, but I didn't know how. And I couldn't leave the room, and I couldn't like go, like, it was not good. And I was telling my husband, I'm like, you know how there's people that get on like no fly list for, you know, bad things. I think I might be on like a no jury list. You know, like, if one exists, I'm sure something exists because alphabet agencies really like lists. But I'm sure that I will probably never be called for jury duty ever again. Like, and then last fall when I got called for the local one, I blurted out the Egypt story, which, like, I thought that was terrible. This was way worse. So this doesn't look as horrible as I thought it would. Maybe my sponge just ate everything I put on my face. Not entirely sure. But yeah, that was the debacle that was jury duty. And I made a complete wanker out of myself. And that's pretty much it. I made a complete wanker out of myself, and yeah, I don't recommend having a panic attack on this. Well, you don't plan that. You can't plan to have a panic attack. Like, I didn't know it was gonna happen, so you know, there's that. But I still felt stupid. So it was just so embarrassing. And then when we finally got to leave the room, like we were all leaving, and we were on like the 20-somethingth floor, so we all had to take the elevators down to leave. They were like talking about me in front of me in the elevator and in the hallways and stuff, and they were like, I don't know if this person is a genius or if she's mentally not capable of being on a jury. I can't use the words that they said, but you get the idea. And I'm thinking, no, I'm actually a genius. I just had a massive panic attack. And they're like, I can't believe that worked. Like, dude, I'm thinking, that was not planned. You know what I mean? That was not the plan. But, so, yeah, apparently if you try to clean, don't do it. No, there's FBI in the room. Don't do it. They can tell if you're lying or not. And a lot of people were lying, so... Not that you should blurt out things about the room smelling weird. Like, don't do that either. Don't do what I did, okay? Like, don't do what I did. If you have anxiety disorders like I do, or if you're that OCD, I should have had my brain team write me a letter to not even go in the first place. Like, I could not handle it. But I'm thinking like, oh, I'm autistic. Like, I can do anything. And, you know, I have that mindset. Like, I can do anything a normal person can do. And then I had a massive full-blown panic attack on the stand. So, I mean, I didn't vomit, so that's good. And I didn't lose any control of my gastrointestinal functions. So I'm sure they've seen that before. But yeah, I was dismissed from that trial. And I think I was lucky to not have to go back. I still have to call the number every day, but I don't think I'm gonna be called back ever again because it was that bad. But you're still nervous. You have to call every night at 5 p.m. Like, do they need me again? Do they need me again? So like the anxiety doesn't leave you. You can't plan for work. You can't plan for anything. You're just stuck. It's like, ugh. So then I just filmed like a crap ton of declutters, which really suck to edit. Like, they suck to edit. They're so long. And yeah, I don't even know. I need to go to Sephora and swatch things. I really need to return something at Sephora that I hate. But that is a video for a different day. Does this look that bad? Yep, it does. The lighting actually makes this look less worse. But in person, this is not good. So what are we going to do? We're just going to put more crap on. I didn't put a primer on because I figured it was going to be this bad. And I'm just kind of curious, like, what would happen, you know, if I put this much crap on all at once. But anyway, thank you for listening to my jury duty story. I will eventually edit and upload the declutters. They take forever to edit, and I am not exaggerating. Declutters are brutal to edit. You have hours and hours of footage, and it's really, really brutal to edit that. So anyway, I'm just going to keep doing this because it's amusing me. I don't think my nose looks skinnier. Does my nose look... I'm actually allergic to watermelon, so I probably shouldn't keep putting this on my face, but, you know, I think it's only watermelon, like, if I eat it. It's not like, it's pretty much only if I eat it. It's not really like the other kind of my allergies. Anyway, I'm going to go now and wash off 12 pounds of stick from my face. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will edit all my stuff. I have so much stuff I need to edit. I've just been filming and not uploading, which is not good because then I'll have a backlog, and that's frightening. But here we are. I wonder if I could put this on my eyes. It's green. I should have put bronzer on my eyes. Anyway, I'm going to go. This is going to suck to edit too. Okay. Bye.